Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. As you guys know, I recently released my planners, and a huge place where I learned to do so many skills for releasing my planners is Skillshare. They have amazing classes that offer so much value to so many creatives. Whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you're a creative. Discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/manifest and get a 1-month free trial. That's 1 month free at Skillshare.com/manifest. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one your entire life? Well, that's how our brains work, so why don't we treat them the same way? There are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps, and there's also BetterHelp Online Therapy. I personally love therapy and think it is so beyond beneficial. I not only talk about my therapist every day, but I really think about the lessons that I've learned in therapy and I apply them to my day-to-day life. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Tori. That's betterhelp.com/Tori. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. I'm your host, Tori DeSimone, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, I have like a whole new little setup going on that I'm like so proud of. I did this myself. Yeah. No, but I really did like this whole little thing myself. I'm really just trying to like make my video content for the podcast better. As you can tell, my appearance is still like, this is good it's gonna get. I put on like a nice top, but then my shorts are like still essentially, they're just like sweat shorts, and my hair's in a ponytail, but I did put on a little bit of mascara for you guys, so you're welcome. But I'm really just trying to kind of up my little content these days. I bought like this cute little frame for my podcast mic, and I'm sitting downstairs as I record this. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, all cozied up. I'm at the beach house, which is why this looks different than like my couch back at home that you guys know. Ringo, you can come down. My parents' dog is like always afraid of just being alive and just like life. Like he's afraid of everything. And my parents are out right now. So it's me and Ringy, clingy Ringies, I like to call him. You can come up here. But yeah, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, show it some love. I was toying around with putting my podcast episodes on my main channel instead of my Manifest with Tori DeSimone channel. Let me know what you guys think because I want your opinions. Oh, I also got a new podcast mic. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know what you think. If you guys are listening, let me know how it sounds. I tested it out with the YouTube video that I posted last week, and I thought it sounded pretty good, but now I have it all like hooked up like to this. I feel so professional, you guys actually have no idea, but I'm like looking on camera and it definitely looks like, I don't know how people get it perfectly because I feel like my arm is like up so high. And whenever I watch people that like know how to like really do a good podcast, their arm is like low and then the microphone comes up on them. So I need to like play around and figure it out. This is like the fourth kind of like reconfiguration setting that I've tried. But I also know that most of the time I'm going to be recording like at home. So this is just a temporary setup for the beach for right now. But anyway, it's cool to be able to record from the beach. But hi guys, happy Monday. Happy 1st of the month, August 1st. How are you guys? I hope you're having an amazing month so far, an amazing morning so far, an amazing day so far. The Manifest planners launched yesterday, which is so crazy. So they are out now if you guys are looking for the perfect planner for the new month and to bring you into a full 12 months of intention, purposeful living, goal planning, manifestation setting, and just an intention-filled lifestyle. The Manifest Planner is definitely the planner for you. That planner is available now on my Etsy shop for $19.95. My Etsy shop is etsy.com/shop/the Manifest Planner. I'll also have it linked down below in my show notes. And yeah, you guys can get your hands on a digital download of the Manifest Planner. I released yesterday. I'm recording this on Thursday, July 28th. So when I'm recording this, it's still not out. So I hope launch day went well. I hope you guys got your hands on it and were able to start some goal settings and making intentions and just living a purposeful life full of the Manifest Planner. So I hope you guys got your hands on that. I hope you're all loving it and enjoying it. Yeah. I'm so excited for you guys to have it. So the Manifest Planner is now out if you guys want to get your hands on it. Again, I'll have a link to it down below. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I made an entire episode about it last week. So if you guys are confused about what I'm talking about, just go listen to last week's episode. I also want to apologize if I sound a little like congested or anything. I actually have an ear infection in my left ear, which is super fun. And I also have not had an ear infection since I was like literally 2 years old. So I feel like it's just so random for me to have an ear infection right now. And I'm congested, and I don't know if it's from my ear infection, but I feel like I got my ear infection because I'm congested, not ingested, congested. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If you can hear that in my voice, sorry. Other than that, I pretty much feel fine. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like congested with an ear infection, like, okay, 2-year-old. So I guess I'll figure that one out on my own. So sorry if you guys can hear that. Before we get into today's topic, which I'm super excited to chat about, which is the first of the month rituals and routines, there are 2 things that have been on my mind that I just absolutely have to talk about. And the first one is Love Island USA. So I watched Love Island UK last summer actually, and I was like into it, but like my boyfriend was so much more into it. Like he was obsessed with it last summer. So I always just kind of was just like, more of like a show he liked, like whatever. Like I never really thought much about it. But then this summer I was bored and like I'm in like this lull right now where a lot of my shows are either ending for the season or I just don't have a lot to watch. Like in the beginning of the summer, it was like Kardashians, Beverly Hills, Ultimate Girls Trip. I just feel like I had a lot of shows to watch in the beginning of the summer. I was also, Jersey Housewives. Like there was just a lot of stuff to watch in the beginning of the summer. And now I'm in this lull where like there's really not a lot to watch. Ultimate Girls Trip stopped last week. Hulu Kardashians is done. What else? Beverly Hills is so boring right now. Like I can't even. The snooze fest that is Housewives of Beverly Hills, I hate to say this, but I'm going to. It is almost as bad as Orange County. Like they need a total recasting if these women are not going to step it up. Like, look, I'm also not someone that needs drama 24/7. I really don't. Like, I don't even like seeing the fighting all the time because after a certain point, I'm like, how many times can they fight about something that's so like stupid and irrelevant? But like, this is the most boring season I have seriously ever watched of Housewives of all time. And I watched Orange County. Like, I stopped halfway through because it's so boring. But that's like literally how I'm about to be with Beverly Hills. I can't even take it anymore. I keep seeing this rumor circulate that like Kyle Richards is going to be done. Fine. If Kyle Richards leaves, then I want Lisa Vanderpump back. I really do. And like, I truly mean that. LVP held that back on her show. And once she left, it's never been the same. I think the best cast of Beverly Hills was when it was like Denise Richards, LVP, I think Garcelle, that was Garcelle's for season 2. Honestly, a season without Sutton. I know a lot. Like, I don't know. I just don't really love Sutton. I just think she's like just a bizarre person to have on the show. Not because she's bizarre. I just don't think she has like, I don't know, like what is she bringing to the show other than her just always like being like in fights with people. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be talking about Housewives, but while we're on the topic, I may as well talk about it. I don't know. I want the season back where it was like Rinna, Erica, Kyle, LVP, Denise Richards. I would love to have, Oh my God, what was her? Eileen. I loved Eileen. I wish she was back on the show. Like, I wish it was just like this all-star cast that we used to have on Beverly Hills. It just made it so good because now, like, Rinna literally says 2 words per episode. Like, she said warning. Yolanda, like, that was iconic. Erica's a mess and it's hard to watch. Honestly, I feel bad. Dorit, like, is offering nothing to the show. Kyle is just being like a people pleaser and I can't really take it. Garcelle is Garcelle. She's doing fine. Crystal is like fine, and Sutton is just like bizarre. Like, I don't know, like it's just a weird cast, so they need to recast it, they need to rework it. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that there's like no shows for me to watch right now. So I was like, you know what, the other night when I like wasn't feeling very good, I was laying on this couch and I was like, I'm just gonna like put on Love Island and just like veg out and like do nothing. Okay, I'm obsessed. The fact that it comes out 5 nights a week is the best thing to happen to me. And it's truly the best. Like, I have a show to go to sleep and watch every single night, which is amazing. And I'm just like so into it. The fact that is it happening in real time? Because when Chaz came on, he was like saying about stuff that happened in real time. I'm not really a Love Island connoisseur, so I don't know this answer. But like, are they actually there filming it right now, like as we're watching it? It kind of feels like that, but I don't know. So I'm just so obsessed with Love Island right now. Like I said, this is Thursday, July 28th as I'm recording this. So when you guys have watched this on Monday the 1st, a lot has changed on Love Island. But I love, 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 love the show. I'm just obsessed and I can't stop thinking about it. When they first introduced Isaiah, I was like, oh my God, he's like from South Dakota. He's 21 years old. Like, this guy, he's literally a baby. Like, he's a child. Like, I like judged him so hard, and like he had the dangly earring and I was like, oh my God, like I don't like this kid at all. And then when Sydney chose him, I'm like, oh my God, like that's so embarrassing for her. She chose like a little child, like blah, blah, all sort of stuff. Now I take back everything I say. Like, Isaiah at this moment on the show is my absolute favorite. I don't know why. He's just like so real and so normal while being like such a TikTok douchebag all at the same time. I don't know. I just like adore him. I just think he's like the best on the show. I'm like so obsessed. So I love Isaiah, and who else? I really like Sydney. I was reading the Love Island comments today on their Instagram and everyone was like saying that they don't like Sydney. I really do like Sydney. I love Zeta. I just think she is just like amazing. She is queen. She is everything. If she goes home tonight, I will cry. I hope she doesn't. I hope Tyler does. Well, honestly, I don't want either of them to go home because you know why? I need Maddie to find love. Like, she deserves it. I am so team Maddie. I think that she like deserves the world. I think she is so cute. I wish she had a podcast because I would listen to her voice all day long if I could. I just think she has like the cutest voice. It's like perfect for her. Like, she is so short and petite and cute, and that voice is like all of the sort for her. I just like, I love Maddie. And she was expressing interest in Tyler. Now Tyler like might be going home, but out of the two, I do hope it's Tyler and not Zeta because Zeta is like everything, and I'm just so obsessed with her. But I do love Maddie a lot, and I really want Maddie to find love, and I hope someone good comes on the show for Maddie because I will vote them my OTP for sure. Anything for Maddie. I just love her to bits and pieces. Jesse can go. I think he's like bizarre. Deb can do much better than Jesse. Who else do I remember on the show? Serenity, love her. I just think she deserves so much better than Tyler. Andy's like bizarre. I don't know. My word of the day, bizarre. I think Andy just honestly needs to go home. And I wish it was him on the chopping block instead of Zeta or Tyler because I really wanted to see Zeta with Timmy and I want to see Tyler with Maddie. And Andy's just giving absolutely nothing to the show, so I think he can go. But I love the whole cast, I have to be honest, except like the couple that's not the couple, the brother and sister that's come on have like just seemed to like really shake things up. I would rather get rid of Bria and Chaz over Tyler and Zeta literally any day, any day, any day, any day. I just feel like they like messed up the whole dynamic. And I know that's the point of the show, but I just wish it wasn't Zeta and Tyler on the chopping block because I would love to see Maddie and Tyler together and Zeta and Timmy together. So yeah, anyway, sorry. I know people don't like my life updates or when I talk about like TV shows, but I just have to sometimes, and I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, so you're welcome. And you can always fast forward. I think people forget like you can fast forward on podcasts, so just skip to where you want to. So that's Love Island USA. If you guys are watching it, I would love to talk about it because I need to talk about it with someone. No one else is watching it. I tried to get Katie Brennan to watch it with me, and she watched like 3 episodes, which is a lot because each episode's like an hour long. Thank you, Peacock. And then she walked away and hasn't watched it since. So I can't really talk to her about it. So I have to talk to you guys. The second show that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll get into today's episode, is Blackbird. Oh my God, I am obsessed. So Blackbird is a show on Apple TV, and it is so good. Here's my only complaint. I wish they just released all of the episodes. Like, we can all agree that like the days of normal TV watching is like out the door. Like, no one's like logging on like TV or tuning into TV just to like watch a show. Like, people are over that, and people want to binge an entire series in one night. And by people, I mean me. So when I started watching the show Blackbird, I watched the first 4 episodes. I was hooked, and then it said coming this Friday. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I have to wait to like watch this. Like, I was so annoyed. Blackbird is such a good show. So essentially, it's about a drug dealer that was sent to jail, and he really wants to be freed from jail, and they offer him for his whole sentence to be like done if he transfers jails and gets a serial killer to admit to where a body is buried. And if not, then that serial killer could walk free. And it's a very good show because the serial killer is like, he's not well, and you can see that in the show, and it's just so interesting. They say it's based on a true story, and the casting is just unbelievable. It is so amazing. It's such a good show, and I haven't watched a show that hasn't been like reality TV that I've been this obsessed with in a really long time. I had dreams about it. It's all I think about, and it's just so beyond good. And I can't wait for tomorrow so I can watch the next episode. It is so good. And if you guys are looking for a good show, it's on Apple TV, and it's amazing. Totally worth the subscription cost, in my opinion. It's really good. Apple TV has really good original series. Like, that's where Ted Lasso is. There's another show on there. I think it's called For All Mankind, and that's a really good show. It's about like NASA and astronauts. It's really cool. And I know that they actually have another one that I wanted to watch, but I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, go off Apple TV and go off Blackbird. It is just amazing, and it's like crazy. The emotions that I feel for this serial killer is crazy because like moments I feel bad for him, and then other moments I like hate him, and then other moments I'm like disgusted by him, and like it's just a crazy whirlwind of emotions that I feel during the show, and it's so good. It is so freaking good. So anyway, that's my recap that I know some people love and some others hate, but I hope those that loved it, and those that hated it just skipped ahead. So with all that being said, let's jump into today's episode, which is the first of the month, rituals and routines. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. As you guys know, I recently released my planners, and a huge place where I learned to do so many skills for releasing my planners is Skillshare. They have amazing classes that offer so much value to so many creatives. One of my favorite courses that I've recently taken with Skillshare is Finding Fulfillment, Using Pivots to Power Your Creative Career with Emma Gannon. This course has been really, really key for me when it comes to creating my planners. And I think another course you guys will really like is YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. That's all about how to make successful YouTube videos. And another one that I think you guys will really like is the video for Instagram, Tell an Engaging Story in Less Than a Minute. We all know that Instagram's algorithm is constantly changing, and that course will tell you exactly how to navigate it and work with their algorithm. Whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you're a creative. Discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. Experience real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/manifest and get a 1-month free trial. That's 1 month free at Skillshare.com/manifest. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one your entire life? Well, that's how our brains work, so why don't we treat them the same way? There are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps, and there's also BetterHelp online therapy. I personally love therapy and think it is so beyond beneficial. I not only talk about my therapist every day, but I really think about the lessons that I've learned in therapy and I apply them to my day-to-day life. You guys know that sound that's going on TikTok right now? It's from Mean Girls. It's like, I spend 80% of my day thinking about Regina, and I spend the other 20% of my day hoping people bring up Regina so I could talk about her more. That's me with therapy. Like, I really have just learned so much, and it applies in my day-to-day life, and I just feel like I'm a better, more stable, well-rounded individual because of therapy, and I just could not recommend therapy more. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Tori. That's betterhelp.com/Tori. Are you feeling a little anxious and overwhelmed? These feelings can make it hard to shift gears and get in the mood, but with Dipsea, you can just focus on what makes you feel good. Dipsea is an app full of 100 short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters no matter what you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Dipsea offers so much more. They also have sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they're even offering written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat things up with a partner. For listeners of the show, Dipsea's offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsea.com/manifest. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/manifest. dipseastories.com/manifest. So like I said in the beginning, happy August 1st, everyone. I can't even tell you how much I love it when the first of a month starts on a Monday. It's like just honestly truly magical for me, and it just soothes my type A brain like you would not even believe. Oh, also, if you're watching this on YouTube, someone commented the other week and was like, I always knew she was reading from a script. And then someone commented and was like, and? So if you are watching on YouTube, yes, I do plan out all of my episodes in advance. And I'm reading from what I already planned out. Okay, so I guess it kind of is a script, but it's for the benefit of everyone. You would not want me just sitting here saying what's on my mind as it comes to me. That would not be good for anyone. So trust me. Yes, I do plan out my episodes in advance. So if you see me reading, that's why. Also, when I'm on the video, if I'm like sitting weird, it's because I pinched a nerve in my back. I swear I'm like a mess. Ear infection, pinched nerve. I pinched a nerve in my lower back. So it's like sending like this horrible shooting pain down the right side of my body, like the right side of my leg, like the back of it. So I'm like sitting a little weird, but that's why. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, when the first of a month falls on a Monday, it's like truly magical. That's also a really big reason that I wanted to get the Manifest Planner out on August 1st, because it was a Monday and my planner is a Monday start. So to me, it was just like, I don't know, all the stars were aligning. It just like had to happen. So it just really soothes my type A brain like you guys would not even believe. But this was also a really big past few days because of the new moon. So like I said, I'm recording this on Thursday, July 28th, and the new moon is today on Thursday, July 28th. And this new moon is in Leo, which is huge for manifestations. And I'm going to be doing a new moon exercise tonight that I saw on TikTok from Athena's Crystals. And she said to write a letter to someone that you care about and to tell them how you achieved all of your dreams and how it happened, because the new moon in Leo is really meant to be like a showstopper, and it's really meant to be the new moon where your biggest dreams come fulfilled and happen. So it's a really big night for manifestations and setting those manifestations loose into the universe. So what she recommends is to write a letter to someone that you care about most and telling them about your dream and how you accomplished it. So as soon as I'm done recording this episode, I'm doing my new moon manifestations tonight, and I'm setting up my planner tonight because I've yet to set up my new planner for myself tonight yet. So I'm going to do that all tonight. I'm just like so excited about it. So it's a really big night for manifestations for me and living up to my true potential, which made me really want to do an episode all about the first of the month rituals and routines that I like to do. Now, typically I do this on like the last night of the month. So like the 30th, 31st, or 28th of a month. But I have a lot of time tonight on a Thursday, and then the rest of this week is like a little bit crazy, like on the weekend. So I'm going to be doing it tonight on a Thursday night. But this is something that you can do anytime, and it's just typically what I do each month. And I just love the first of the month. I just really think the first of the month is so powerful. And it's especially powerful when falling on a Monday. In my planner, I have listed out everything that I do for the prep of the month. And that's essentially in my monthly intention. So this is what I do, my rituals and routines for the first of the month. And like I said, I do have this all listed out in my planner. If you guys want the Manifest Planner for yourself, then you'll have the exact ways that I do my rituals and routines for the first of the month. So the first thing that I like to do is I will put my 6 priorities that I care about most. And in my planner, I'm not going to try and talk too much about my planner because I know you guys will probably get like annoyed. But I did make my planner to be very like alongside what I genuinely do in my day-to-day life and how I plan my life and manifestations and all those sorts of things. But I pull 6 priorities of my life. Typically, they are pulled from what I gather in the beginning of the year, but as we grow and evolve throughout the year, our priorities change. So I will pull my 6 most important priorities to me for that month. So for this month, for example, for the month of August, it's Stride, my planners, my podcast, friends, family, relationship, that's all one category, health and wellness, and social life. When I say social life, I mean like enjoying my time at the beach and enjoying summer. That's a really big priority for me in the month of August. And then I like to create goals for each of those priorities that I want to accomplish that month. I typically do like 1 to 3 goals per priority per month. And I really try and dig deep here and make sure that all of these goals have a higher purpose and that purpose is pulled from my yearly goals. So I want to make sure that like whatever I accomplish this month is going to get me to where I actually want to be in a year. It's 1 out of 12 steps to get me to where I need to be in a year, where I want to be in a year, or to where I think my higher self will be in a year. I then like to write down manifestations in the present tense, and these are also known as affirmations. I will write down how I want to show up in this upcoming month and then express gratitude for being that version of myself that I already am. So an example of this, back in 2019, the end of 2019, I'm talking like December 2019, when I was planning to open up Stride Sea Isle, but I didn't have a lease signed yet. I had no potential spaces. I had no idea how I was going to be able to open up the studio. I would wake up in the morning, I would read, and then I would journal, and I would write down affirmations in my journal. And one of the affirmations I would write down was, I am so grateful to have a gorgeous waterfront location for Stride Sea Isle that is opening Memorial Day weekend of 2020. And then before I knew it, a few months later, I had a beautiful waterfront location that was on track to open for Memorial Day weekend of 2020. Then a pandemic hit, but that's literally besides the point. But what I'm getting at is when you speak your manifestations into the present tense, and you speak it into today's existence, all of your manifestations and dreams really do come true when you believe them to be the intentions that you're putting out in the universe in a day-to-day concept. Writing manifestations really is key. So here is where I will go through my month and write down affirmations for this month. So let me think of a monthly goal. Like if one of my monthly goals is to go on a 30-minute walk every day, one of my affirmations is, I'm so grateful to have a 30-minute walk every day to clear my mind and allow me to experience the sunshine. Perfect. That's an affirmation in the present tense of a goal. So that's an example of that. So then after I like to write out my manifestations, I then like to plan my routines. I am huge on routines because I feel as though writing out your routines is one of the best ways to manifest your higher self in your day-to-day life. It's like saying the best version of me would wake up at 7 a.m. and make a green juice. So I intend to wake up at 7 a.m. and make a green juice, and I'm going to write that down in my routines. It's intention setting and putting into action as you show up as your best self. And I just love, love, love setting up routines for a new month. It's truly the best way to manifest your higher self. For me, it's also important to do this each month, considering that every month is just so different. For example, how my routines are in August greatly differs than how they are in October or like February, for example. Reason being, I tend to wake up a lot earlier in the summertime and a lot later. Well, not a lot later, but I tend to like to sleep in a little bit when it's cold and dreary outside and like there's nothing to really like live for in the winter. I'm totally kidding, but it is depressing in the wintertime. So I do like to have my routines planned for each month, and that also just allows for life to happen. I mean, it's just unrealistic to think that you're going to live the exact same way today than you will in 6 months. So each month I do like to allow for new routines to come in and to shake up my routine just a little bit. And not every month's going to look the same, nor should it, as we evolve, as you guys know. So from there, once I have all that set up, my goals, my manifestations written down, and then my routines, I love to go in and plan my health and fitness and my wellness goals. Typically, I would have put wellness goals up with my 6 priorities as well, because health and fitness is a big priority for me, but I love being able to plan out health and fitness goals for a specific month as well, especially when it comes to like the first of a month for my routines and rituals. So what I do is in my planner, I have my workouts for the week in my weekly intentions. And that is so that each week I know exactly like what I want my workouts to be. But at the beginning of the month, I like to have time to set the intentions of what I want my movement to be for that month. So like, for example, last August is when I started training for my half marathon. And it's just so crazy to think that that was already a year ago. Time has just like really flown by, and oh God, it's just so crazy. Like it was just such a different time of life for me. It was a different season of life, and it feels like yesterday, honestly. And like, I'm sure you guys listening to this are gonna be like, wow, it's already been a year, but it's just so crazy. Like time is it's just flown by. It's gone so quickly. And it's crazy to think that I won't be running like distance runs this year, because I'm so content in my routine of movement these days that it just feels really drastic and unnecessary to bring on like a long distance run into my routine and into any of my trainings. Even if I do miss how I felt after a run, like after a run, I just felt amazing. And like, I loved the routine that I was in last year of my running. Like I made so many episodes about it and how I was so surprised about how much I loved running when like I never expected to be someone that even liked running in the first place. It was a great experience, and I'm so glad that I was able to. I don't see myself doing it again this year. Who knows? Maybe I will, but it's just so crazy that like, last August is when I had the text and I was like, let's do it. And then it was really my routines and rituals that made me like sit down, write the training schedule, and commit to it. So routines and rituals really do play a big role. And without my routines and rituals, I probably would never run a half marathon, which is just like so cool. But yeah, running became part of my routine. And because of that routine, I was able to run a half marathon 3 months later from August, after the farthest I've ever ran in my whole life was 10 miles over 10 years ago. So that was really crazy. So anyway, what I'm getting at is that routines really do serve a greater purpose. And when I sit down to plan out my health and wellness routines, having the time to set the intentions of those routines is really special and something that I put a lot of value behind. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that I love to plan health and wellness here. Fitness is always fun to plan, and it always makes me want to do challenges for the month, but very attainable challenges. In the planner, I have a section called the Ultimate Tracker. And I really did envision it for like customized monthly challenges. I definitely want to do a mini challenge for August, since it starts on a Monday and it seems like a really great month. It's also the dog days of summer. Like August is always a little crazy for me because we celebrate Stride Phoenixville at the beginning of the month. And then I have to tie up a lot of loose ends with Stride Sea Isle at the end of the month. And then in between that time, I typically travel back and forth a little bit more in August than I do for the rest of the summer. Also, this time last year, I was looking for housing. So I was like selling my house, looking for apartments. Like it was just a crazy time last year. So August is always just like a little bit crazy. But that's why I feel like it's a great time to do a mini challenge because life is never going to be perfect. And if you're waiting for perfection, you're just always going to be waiting for your whole life. So that's why like a mini challenge is like the best thing to do. It's a staple in chaos and life is never going to be perfect. So why wait for it to be perfect? So I do want to do an August challenge and I always like to set myself like a little monthly challenge in my routines and rituals. And it can be something so small like read a book every day of the week or have a green juice every single morning or something like that. So I did create an August challenge that I'll talk about in a second. And if you guys wanted to do the August challenge with me as well, I would absolutely love that. We can like talk about it together, log about it together, put it in our planners. We can put it on our stories, like do all the cutesy things. So this is the August challenge that I'm setting for myself that I encourage you guys to do with me as well this month. So the first part of the August challenge is to have morning greens. So this can be whether it's like food or it could be like food meaning obviously food. But what I meant by that was like if you're having like eggs and you put like spinach in your eggs or just like, you know, like leafy green vegetables or something. It could also be like a smoothie. It could be a juice. It could be like the powder greens, like athletic greens, like just something green to start your morning, just to get in a bunch of veggies and nutrients. I think is a great way to start off a morning, especially in August. So morning greens in the morning for me personally, I'm going to do powdered greens. That's how I see myself doing it every morning. And I just ordered the Bloom mango greens. They're like mango flavored, but they're green. So I'm very excited for that. And I'll let you guys know how that tastes. And I'll get into ordering stuff and like prepping for your month in just a minute as well. So morning greens. And then for me, it's 65 ounces of water per day. I got this number because once when I was a kid, I went to the YMCA. Does everyone have YMCAs? Let me know, or let me know if that's just like a Pennsylvania thing. YMCA, it's like a gym, like a giant gym that like your family joins. They have like a pool. They have like a gym. They have a bunch of classes. It's really cool, actually. But I don't know if everyone has it now that I'm just saying this out loud. But anyway, at the Y, which was the gym, short term for YMCA, at the Y, they had like the big adult gym that you weren't allowed to go into until I think you were 14. And then they had this like kid gym that you could go in from like 10 to 13, I guess. And you had to take classes to learn how to use the equipment in the gym. And it was really, really cool. So I took that class. This is a tangent, but I took that class when I was in 4th grade and I loved that class. I thought it was like so fun. But I remember the trainer taught us that you should know how much water to drink by taking your body weight and cutting it in half. And it's that number in ounces. So for example, if you weigh like, I'll just do an easy number here, 100 pounds. And if you cut that in half, you would drink 50 ounces of water a day. So for me, my number is 65 ounces of water per day. And that's my body weight in half in ounces per day. So morning greens, 65 ounces of water per day, 1 movement per day. So for me, what I plan to do this month is Pilates on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And then I want to do a 30-minute daily walk minimum, but I won't say like whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or night. I'll just let my day decide that and I'll plan that in my day. And then I also want to spin throughout the week whenever I need a release or whenever I'm teaching. So typically like 1 to 2 times a week I will spin. So 1 movement per day, 1 hour of sunshine per day. Now this could also count during a walk. Like if I take an hour long walk, like that could be an hour of sunshine per day. But I really want to seize the day and embrace the last month of summer. I can't believe I said that out loud, but embrace the last month of summer down here at the beach while I still can. The next thing that I want to do for my August mini challenge is journal each month. Journal each morning and night. If you have the Manifest Planner, I have journaling prompts in there for every morning and night. But if you don't have the Manifest Planner, you can just write down affirmations. You can write morning pages. There are so many ways to journal. And I think I have a whole podcast episode on how to journal Or am I making that up? I feel like I do. So if I do, go listen to that. And then the last thing that I want to do this month is read one book per week. And there are 5 weeks in August, so I want to read 5 books. So those are the 6 things that I want to hit for the August monthly challenge. Morning greens, 65 ounces of water, 1 movement per day, 1 hour of sunshine per day, journal each morning and night, and 1 book per week. So that is my plan and my mini August challenge. And I love these staples that I chose because these are staples that will bring me towards my higher self. This is something that I see my higher self actually doing every single day. And it's something that I can do in the chaos. Like if I'm traveling, if I'm here, or if I'm at home, or if I wake up late, or if I wake up early, or if I go to bed late, or I go to bed early, or I go out to the bars, which I never really do, but if I do for whatever reason, like it allows for flexibility in your day while still keeping you accountable for your best self. So I love this challenge, and it's something that is attainable and realistic, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to a challenge. So this is my August challenge, and I would love it if you guys would join me. So like I said, I plan on tracking this in my planner in the ultimate tracker section. I'll make my own mini August challenge, and I just love setting up challenges like this to follow along with, as it's really important to me. It's also a great way to plan my workouts. And then each week I like to go in and fine tune a bit more, but I get a good monthly glance and overview, like what I said about how I want my workouts to be. Like I want to do a 30-minute walk every day. I want to do spin a couple times a week. And then I want to do Pilates 4 times a week, but I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's just a really great way to overview and plan everything. And that's like my workout routine, hence rituals and routines for the month of August. I also want to mention that I try not to get too caught up in what I'm going to eat in the beginning of the month. And that's because I don't diet, I don't eat any certain way. So I tend to leave food of any intention sort of off the table for me. As long as I know that I'm feeling myself properly in that moment, I'm not really going to worry too much about what I'm eating or getting too caught up in it. That's really gotten me in trouble in the past, and I've feel like I've really moved on from that, and I love that. So I'm trying to stay in that and embrace that. The only time that I really will plan what I'm eating, sorry, Ringo was just like dry heaving. Are you good? The only time that I really will plan what I eat is if I am making a grocery list and I need to know, like, okay, am I going to have like oatmeal, or am I going to make like a salmon bowl this week? And that's really when I will do like my meal plans, because you guys know that I have that in my planner, because I do like to plan out like when I go grocery shopping, like what I'm buying. I think anyone does. But what I'm saying is that I'm not like on some sort of strict diet where I'm like, okay, on Monday I'm going to eat this, and then Tuesday I'm going to do this, and then I can't do this, and I can't have that, but I can have this. Like it's not like that. It's a go with the flow way of eating, and that's how I like to plan it. So I don't plan my food, but I plan my grocery list. Does that make sense? But I don't plan my grocery list for the first of the month. Anyway, moving on from that, because I feel like I was contradicting myself that whole time, but I think you guys also know what I mean. I always like to plan what books I'm going to be reading this month or listen to this month, especially because it's part of my goal for my August monthly challenge to read 1 book a week. It's a good way to feel prepared, like if you were laying out your clothes the night before school or work or a workout, that if you have like 5 books queued up on your Kindle or on your Goodreads or on your Amazon cart, and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to buy. It's just like the best, and you just feel really prepared, and you're always excited to finish a book and get to your next one. It's just a really good way to accomplish your goal. And that kind of goes along with what I'm about to say next, which is for the first of the month, I always like to make sure that I'm prepared with whatever products I would need to have a successful month. Meaning if I need like a new water bottle, like if I have like a water goal and I want a new water bottle, like if I want a Stanley cup or something, like I'll make sure that that's done before the first of the month. Or if I want like a special journal to journal in for this month, I'll make sure that I go to Target and get that journal for the first of the month. If I am doing Pilates and I need a subscription service for it, I'll make sure I have my subscription service for the first of the month all set up. So it's really just preparing to make sure that you're ready for the first of the month and that you're properly set up. What I want to leave you guys with today with your routines and rituals is that life is inevitably going to happen, and life shows itself in a million ways. Like, for example, I am under the weather right now. Like I was saying, ear infection, pinched nerve, congested, like a whole mess, everything but the kitchen sink, it feels like. And this week was so perfectly planned. Like, you guys would not even believe, perfectly planned, like to the minute of when I was going to go to the gym, when I was going to have breakfast, like perfectly planned. And none of that has gone to plan because life happens. And that's just how life is. But I still feel like as we enter each month with intentions and goals and purpose, these routines and rituals really help me regardless of what life throws at me. And I feel like when I'm prepared, I'm better able to handle whatever life throws at me. So I'm always prepared for anything and I'm ready for life's chaos, but I do like entering a month with proper routines and rituals to make me feel like I'm on top of my game. So guys, those are my routines and rituals for the first of the month. I would love to hear your routines and rituals for the first of the month. And if you guys have them, I'd love to hear them on Instagram. Tag me on Instagram. Comment them down below on the video of this episode. And I think that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today for this episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. Guys, go be sure to grab your own Manifest planner. The link is down below in my show notes. And without anything else, I think that's all I have to say. So guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy Manifest Monday and happy first of the freaking month, guys. Bye, guys. Are you feeling a little anxious and overwhelmed? These feelings can make it hard to shift gears and get in the mood. But with Dipsea, you can just focus on what makes you feel good. Dipsea is an app full of 100 short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters no matter what you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsea.com/manifest. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/manifest. dipseastories.com/manifest.